Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. I want to start off by saying thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Um, if you haven't done so, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, so that information can be found down below in the description. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Cancer. What do we have for Cancer this week? You're trying to get certain things in order. You're trying to get a little bit ahead of the game, is what I'm hearing. So you guys may have something planned further along towards the end of November, beginning of December. Whether it is a getaway or maybe it is just visiting family or something like that. And you're trying to play catch up now so that you're free for this. It's kind of like this weird energy. This may be just a lot of like short little travels during the holidays, but again, somebody's trying to get everything in order. Somebody's trying to get everything in place. It's almost kind of like when you're out and about, you don't want to have to worry about the basic things. There is a sense of coming into an agreement with someone, whether it is romantically or platonically. There is a conversation that allows two people to get back on the same page. Whether you're married, whether you're single, regardless of whatever it is, there may have been conflict between you and another person. So there was a relationship, regardless of whatever kind, guys, because these are just general readings, but there was a relationship where there may have been a lot of tension or a lot of arguing, and it's kind of like, okay, let's just hash this out now, because I can't. It's almost kind of like you're saying, like, you can't go into the holidays or you can't go into the next season of your life with all of this like hanging over your head. This definitely allows you to feel a lot more grounded and allows you to feel a little bit more optimistic about life in general. You are definitely coming out of like this gloom and doom type of energy, and this gloom and doom type of energy I'm talking about is not so much about being depressed, or in a depressed state all the time, but there was something that from time to time, let's put it this way, would kind of get into your head and would stop you from enjoying certain things, or from trying certain things, or from wanting to do certain things. Now, whether this is your age, whether this is your physical level of activity, or whatever it is, it's almost kind of like you're accepting something for what it is. And it's like, if it was your age that was keeping you kind of like in this loop, it's kind of like, you know what, I am only as old as I feel. If it is your physical body, you know what, this is what I can do, but I'm going to work to improve this or to improve that, to get stronger, to be able to walk longer, to be able to work out longer, whatever it is. So that energy of like the doom and gloom type of energy has been with you for a while, but you're finally feeling like you're finally shaking it off. And again, this conversation with this specific individual does help lift certain this heaviness that is between this relationship. um Be very, for those of you that live in places with all four seasons, especially like here where we're at in Connecticut, like, one day is warm, one day is cold, and it's like it's fluctuating so much. And it's kind of like, make sure that you're prepared or dressed for the weather. Because it's almost kind of like you can catch a cold, because I do see somebody kind of like being in bed for a couple of days, just not feeling like 100%. But it's in relation or in connection to like the weather. Like, if you know that you suffer from something like head colds or whatever it is, like if you get like, some people have to wear hats when they're outside. Some people, like myself, I have to wear gloves like when it starts to get to a certain temperature, just to not allow my body to get to that extreme, because my body is still healing from certain medications, and my hands are still the one thing that still do suffer from the lack of circulation. Even though it is getting better, I have some good days and some bad days as that continues to heal. But it's almost kind of like I'm aware of that, so I'm not going to put myself in a position where my hands are going to start turning blue, right? So whatever it is that you have to do to kind of like take care of your physical body while the weather is fluctuating, go ahead and make sure that you're doing so. Like a simple example, like again, like I use the gloves when I'm working out, like when I go to the gym and stuff like that, like I'm wearing like a sweatshirt and people are like, well, aren't you hot? And I'm like, actually I'm not, I'm actually cool, because again, it takes my body, because of the narcolepsy, the psoriasis, a bunch of other things, it takes my body a little longer to get used to the weather, especially when it fluctuates so much. So I always listen to see what my body needs at that moment, so that then later on I'm not paying for it, if that makes any sense. So let's go ahead and let's pull out 3 tarot cards for you guys. So we have the Devil in the reverse, the 8 of Swords, and then the 6 of Swords. So this doom and gloom energy was definitely something that you guys may have been fighting for a while there, or this can be this conversation that needs to happen with someone, where certain truth and certain things have to come up, and maybe you or the other person were avoiding it because nobody wanted to hurt anyone else's feelings or whatever it is. But it's almost kind of like the longer that you hide within the illusion that if you don't face something or you don't acknowledge something, it's just gonna like magically go away by itself. The easier that it becomes for you to face those difficult things, right? The easier that, the more comfortable and the more confidence you have when it comes to facing those difficult conversations, the more confidence you have in yourself when it comes to facing those difficult situations. And it's kind of like, yeah, you've come a long way, so let's not stop here. Let's kind of like, let's finish the race type of energy. I don't know why I had to say that. I feel like somebody has to hear that. You've come a long way. Like, do not give up, like that last 0.2 mile of the race. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card. Now, this can be confirmation to the reading, your advice, or something that you need to be made aware of that you're not seeing clearly. So just one card. Just one card. Benefactor, grace and generosity with the number 3. So again, there is a sense like when you allow yourself to face whatever it is, whenever you have those difficult conversations, whenever it is that you face those fears, whatever it may be for you, there is a lot of benefit that comes to that, right? There is this grace, and then there's this generosity energy. So when we don't resist things, and when we allow things to flow, and we allow ourselves to really address those issues that we don't want to, then we allow ourselves to open up to receive what it is that we've been wanting. And it's kind of like, it literally goes hand in hand, right? You cannot, there's, there are times where, yes, people can see a certain level of success or a certain level of things, but eventually whatever has not been dealt with comes crashing down, and sometimes it comes crashing down at the cost of what you have built. So there is this energy of like not wanting to allow that to happen, or getting ahead of something, and just kind of playing that catch up energy, because I know my accent be strong sometimes. So this is kind of like what you guys are doing, but I do believe that if you allow yourself the opportunity to face those fears once and for all, you are going to benefit from them a lot, and you're going to almost have kind of like this grace poured over you, because you're no longer resisting, which then allows that generosity, that receiving, to come in as you continue to give. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you for this week. As always, thank you for your love and support. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing. Guys, take care. Mwah. Love you all. Bye-bye.